What's up, friend? Welcome to the Pour Over podcast, the pod for Christians to grow together and learn how to pour into others. I am your host, Kyla. Today, we're going to talk about things I think are chic. But before we do that, I want to take a moment to pray for whoever is listening, whoever you are, wherever you're at. Let's just take a moment to go together before the Lord. Father, I thank you so much for this day. I thank you that every morning when we wake up, God, it is another opportunity for us to receive your blessings, to receive your mercy and your grace. God, I lift up every single person who is listening to this episode right now. Lord, I pray that with whatever is going on in their lives, Lord, that they just seek you wholeheartedly, God, that if they are struggling with something, that they lay it at your feet. And God, I pray that they are just encouraged today, and Lord, I pray that they are just reminded today that you are with us always until the very end of the age. Jesus, we give you all the glory and honor and praise for everything you do for us, Lord. You are so good, and we pray this in your mighty name. Amen. All right, let's get into it. Good morning, podcast family. I hope you are doing well today. I hope that you woke up and you just felt like the sun was shining a little bit extra. Maybe you noticed the sky was a little bit extra blue. Maybe the weather where you're at is beautiful. I just hope you are having a wonderful morning. Or if you are listening to this in the afternoon or in the evening, I hope you have had a beautiful day. I personally am recording this on a Saturday. And I love my Saturdays because I work Monday through Friday and I have to be at work by 7:30 in the morning. So typically for me, the second I wake up, it's like you gotta get ready to go. You've got to get your whole life together because I work from 7:30 to 3:45. So I'm gone most of the day. So I've got to get up right away, make sure I get my Bible reading in, get dressed, try to look presentable for work, pack my lunch, of course, make my coffee, and have my whole life set. And that's Monday through Friday. And then on Sundays, I spend the whole morning into the afternoon at church serving and just being a part of my church community and my church family. And I love my Sundays. I love getting to be at church that much. I really think that it is a gift. Of course, it does get tiring sometimes, but I really do love it. Like I wouldn't want to give it up. Any Sunday when I don't serve is kind of like weird for me, and especially if I have like a week or two in a row where I'm either not there or I'm not serving, I'm like, okay, this is weird. I want to go back to serving. Someone put me on the serve schedule. So as much as I do love it, I really do value my Saturday mornings because they are the one day of the week when I can sleep in. I don't even set an alarm on Saturdays, you guys. That is insane. I don't even set an alarm. I just go to bed whenever on Friday night and I wake up whenever on Saturday morning. I usually sleep in, which for me, it's typically not that late. I usually don't sleep past 7:30 in the morning, but today I slept until 9:15. I thought I was like dead or something. It was so crazy, but it was really nice. And then when I woke up, my dad had made pumpkin cinnamon rolls, which, if you know me, you know I love cinnamon rolls. I love cinnamon anything. I will take anything with cinnamon. As I'm recording this, I'm actually drinking a coffee with cinnamon in it. I love cinnamon anything. So, of course, when I heard that he made pumpkin cinnamon rolls, which I also love pumpkin, I was like, oh my gosh, best Saturday morning ever. And then I got to just kind of relax, drink my coffee, have breakfast, and then because I like to pretend that it's actually fall, I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas with my parents. It was so fun to kind of get into the fall spirit, even though it's still 115 degrees outside and there's still an excessive heat warning every day. Thank you, Arizona. I love you for that. I like to pretend that it's fall and I can at least make it fall on the inside, if not on the outside. So I've had a pretty relaxed morning, and the plan for the rest of my day is just to kind of chill, but also get some things done. I really need to clean my house because I am on the go throughout the week, and I love using Saturdays, yes, to relax, but also to kind of play catch up and do all the things that I need to do. So that's just a little bit about what I am doing today. I also think later on I'm going to go to Barnes and Noble and get a new book. There's a book I've been wanting to read, and I used to be the biggest little book nerd when I was in elementary school and even into junior high, and honestly even into my first few years of high school. I was the biggest book nerd. Like I was that dorky kid that brought books to family events and family parties and dinners, and everywhere I went, I would just bring a book with me all the time. And my go-to was always Pride and Prejudice because I love Pride and Prejudice. It's one of my favorite books of all time. But I used to read like crazy. Like, I would get, like, a 500-page book, and I would finish it in, like, a couple of hours. I have always loved to read. My dad says that I kind of get that from my grandpa because, when my grandpa was alive, he read so much, but my mom has also always been a huge reader. Reading's just kind of always been, like, a part of my environment, and I learned how to read at a really young age. So I've kind of always just loved to read. I've always just been in love with reading, but as I've gotten older, and of course, I have different commitments that I have going on throughout the week, different things I have to do. I have stopped reading as much, which I really do want to get back to that because I do love it and it does really feed my soul when I do it. So I don't know if I have any other listeners who are also readers, but let's figure out ways that we can challenge ourselves to read more. I think for me, I want to make Sundays like my book days because if I try to force myself to read throughout the week, I'm just not going to do it. I already am going to the gym, going to work, working on youth stuff for the youth ministry I'm involved in. Of course, I'm working on this podcast. I have a small group, I have family things. I have lots of things going on. And I know that if I try to make myself read a book other than the Bible throughout the week, I just won't get to it. But Sundays after church are usually pretty chill for me. So I think I want to make Sundays my chill, decompress, and read days. So I am hoping to get a new book this afternoon that I can really stick to. But, anyways, that's how my Saturday is going. I hope you are having a lovely day. As you could tell by the title of this episode, it is not anything Bible related today. I'm so sorry if you are disappointed, but as much as I want this Bible, but as much as I want this podcast to be a leadership and spiritual growth and faith development podcast, I also want this to be a podcast where we can just have fun. As much as I say it all the time, we get real on this podcast. I also want us to have fun, and I don't always want there to be so much pressure to just, be perfect and, just grow and grow and grow and push and push and push and strive and strive and strive. Like sometimes you just need a break. And I know when I listen to podcasts, a lot of the times I do listen to them for leadership and spiritual growth, but I also love turning on a podcast that's kind of like almost like a brain rot in a sense where I can just, turn it on as I'm doing dishes and I'm not, taking notes on how to get better. I almost seems like just a way for me to just decompress, and I want this podcast to also be a safe space, not just a space where we come to grow and then, have ourselves be poured into so we can pour into others and continue to grow and challenge ourselves. I also want it to just be a safe space where we can be real and kind of decompress and just come and chit chat for a little bit. So that is what we're doing today. We are chit chatting, and today we are talking about things that I think are chic. I will say this is an episode a little bit more for the girls. If you are a lady on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen that trend going around where influencers or different TikTokers say things that they think are chic. They give examples of things they think are chic. And I don't know where this trend started, but let me tell you, I eat it up. I've been trying to kind of elevate my style a little bit more. My style journey has been so interesting. I've gone through so many different like phases with my style, but I think I'm finally starting to realize that I am more of like an elevated basics, like casual chic girly, like almost like that Copenhagen style. I really love that. I think I'm finally kind of starting to understand like what looks good on me and what I really like and kind of like what style makes me feel the most like comfortable and confident. And it is like, elevated basics and looking like simple but still chic and like put together. I am not a girl who's going to spend hours on just one look. That's just not me. Like I've said before, I have way too much going on in my life. I'm not going to spend 2 hours getting ready unless it's for a specific event. So I like to not put a ton of work into how I look. That's just not something I am super concerned about. But at the same time, I still will get irritated if I leave the house feeling like kind of grungy and like not really put together. If I walk outside in an outfit that I don't like, but I don't have time to change, it like instantly ruins my mood. And I'm trying to get better about that and not care as much, but I do like just feeling put together, even if it's like a simple just matching set. I love matching sets because they're so simple and they still make you look like stylish and put together. Even if it's something as simple as that, I do like feeling like confident and I do prefer like leaving my house, feeling like I put some effort in. So I think I am becoming a little bit more of like a chic, elevated basics girl. I don't really know if like that's the style you would call it, if that's like the name of the style I like, but that's kind of what I look for when I go on Pinterest and look for a style inspiration. That's kind of what I am getting into. So I wanted to kind of do my own spin on this trend of things I think are chic. Again, it's just a little chit chatty, relax, have fun, turn it on just to have fun episode. It is definitely more for the girls. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into things that I think are chic. Okay, the first thing that I think is chic is makeup in pretty packaging. Ladies, you know that when you see a makeup product and it has beautiful packaging, it just gives you so much serotonin. Like it just brings you peace. That you can't even explain it. It just is so satisfying. I specifically love Merit Beauty and Glossier's packaging. I like Merritt's because it's really, like, simple with more muted colors, but I like that they have kind of, like, this splash of gold as well. It's really beautiful. And then I like that Glossier has, simple but, like, pastel tones. I just think that makeup in pretty packaging, like, it just hits different. Like, as a girl, when you do your makeup, you just feel a little extra oomph when you are doing your makeup with makeup that is pretty, you know? You love like we love pretty things. We're just girls. We're just girls. We love pretty things. We love makeup in pretty packaging. And I think a nice simple but classic makeup product with really beautiful packaging, I think that just speaks to the world of chic. The next thing that I think is chic is wearing a sweater over your shoulders. And I don't know if you guys can picture what I'm saying. What I'm trying to describe is when you are wearing like a tube top or a tank top or even like a t-shirt or a dress and like you have the arms of the sweater over your shoulders and like tied in the front and then the back is like on on the back of your shoulders. I don't know if you can picture what I'm describing, but I think it just looks so relaxed but still elevates your outfit. I did that with a dress that I have for work one day, and I just felt so put together and so pretty. And like I said, like it's not something that takes a lot of work. You're just throwing you're just throwing a sweater over your shoulder, and so it's relaxed, but it still gives that like effortless class look. I don't know. I think it just speaks chic. I think it's so cute and pretty. Another thing that I think is chic is oversized button downs. And this really reminds me of Matilda Djerf's style. I just love it. I think it also really just like elevates your look, but you do have to kind of find the right balance because if you're not careful, you'll look like you'll look like you're a server, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. No diss to servers. I worked in the food industry. But if you're not careful, you'll look like you're either walking right out of a corporate meeting or like you're about to serve food. You just have to find the right balance. And I do think Matilda Djerf and her whole Djerf Avenue look, she's really patented like the oversized button downs that look cute with pairs of jeans or even skirts. So that's something I try to incorporate more into my looks as well. I love a good oversized button down, and I really do like oversized clothes on me in general. I don't know why, because I'm already like really small. And if I'm not careful, things will just look like weird. Like one time I was on stage communicating at my church and I tried to pull off this is so embarrassing. And I know you can go back and find it, but I tried to pull off this oversized blazer look with jeans, and I don't remember what shirt I was wearing. It was with jeans and boots, and it didn't work. It didn't work. I think maybe, like, one person said they liked it, but honestly, I look back on it and I'm like, "That was not the move, Kyla." Like, the goal I was trying to accomplish was not met. It didn't work. It didn't work, and that's okay, because part of finding your style is trying things that you think will work and then realizing, "Oh, that didn't work." But that's okay. And then you move on and you realize, okay, never doing that again. So it's okay that it didn't work. But for me personally, I have to kind of find the right balance. I do think oversized clothes look kind of cute on me, but like I said with this particular story, I also realized you have to find the right balance. But I think that a cute oversized button down with jeans is just cute and simple, and it just looks classy. I love the look of it. The next thing that I think is chic is tortoise print anything, honestly, like whether it's sunglasses or a purse, whatever it is that is tortoise print, I think it is just so chic. I really don't know why it gives off chic vibes, but it really does. And I think it's kind of unique in a sense because you really don't see a lot of tortoise print. You don't really see a lot of animal print in general anymore. When I was growing up, and I want to say maybe like 8, 9, 10, zebra print was like the thing, which I'm so glad we got over that phase because that needed to not be a thing. But I have seen that cheetah print is coming back into style, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think in certain looks it works, but you also have to be careful, just like with anything else in clothing and fashion, especially oversized clothes. I think you have to be careful and find the right balance, make sure it's not too much. You don't want to look too extra. But I think tortoise print just is so chic and it just reminds me of just like a classy but simple vibe, and I really like it. I think I'm going to invest in a pair of tortoise print sunglasses because something about specifically tortoise print sunglasses just I love them. And my sunglasses are kind of crusty, dusty, and musty because I wear them all the time and I've taken them to the beach a lot this summer. So I think it's time for a new pair of sunglasses. This is where you guys come in and tell me, Kyla, you don't need to spend any more money. Don't buy the new pair of sunglasses. I I will consider not buying them, but I think I should definitely get a pair. The next thing that I think is very chic is anything with silk. Silk bed sheets, silk pillowcases, silk pajamas, even a silk top or like a silk skirt. I just think that silk is so, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. And I feel like it immediately makes everything just look classy and elevated and expensive and chic. I have this one silk top that you guys are gonna laugh at me. You guys are gonna laugh at me, but it's okay because I told you before, we are real and honest on this podcast. And you guys, if you haven't already, you're just gonna keep getting to know the real Kyla. So I have this one silk top, and it's super cute. I got it at Boot Barn, and it's like a cream color, and it has lace on the top, and then lace in the middle, and then lace on the bottom. It's so cute, but for some reason, I I don't know what I was thinking, but when I got it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this would be the perfect first date top." Like, it's so cute and pretty, and it looks pretty on me, and it would look good with a skirt, it would look good with jeans, like, it would look good with black pants, like, it would honestly look good with anything. So no matter what the first date was, it would look so good, and it would just look so pretty. But then I decided that it's going to be my designated first date top, and I'm not going to wear it until I go on a first date, which hasn't happened yet. So I've had it for a couple of months now, and I still haven't worn it. And it's so pretty. And I almost wore it a week or two ago, but then I was like, I just can't. And I don't know why. I don't know why my brain is thinking like that, but for some reason in my mind, I'm just like, this is my designated first date top, and I'm not going to wear it until I go on a first date. So I guess I'll keep you guys posted on if I ever get to wear it. Maybe I'll never get to wear it. No, we are believing that one day I will get to wear this top. It's so cute and it has to be worn eventually. So who knows? Maybe I'll get over myself and I'll just tell myself, like, Kyla, you've just got to get over this idea in your head and just wear the dang top. Just wear the dang top. It's not a big deal, Kyla. It's just a shirt, but it's so pretty. Anyways, back to the topic. I think anything silk is so pretty, and I think it just gives all the chic vibes. The next thing that I think is chic is matte makeup. Now, for myself, I usually prefer a glowy, more natural look because with my face shape and with my facial features, matte, like heavy makeup just doesn't look good on me. Like, it just doesn't. I just don't think it is right for my face shape and for my facial features. I think that a glowy, natural look looks better on me, but something about when I see, like, matte makeup, it just looks so put together, and I think it just screams chic to me. Like I said, I typically do more glowy makeup on myself, but every once in a while, if it's like an event or something, I will do matte makeup or even sometimes for work. I prefer matte because it lasts a little bit longer, but matte makeup just looks so put together and like finished, you know? Like I feel like sometimes with glowy makeup, it almost looks like you didn't really try, which is kind of the idea, right? Like if you're intentionally doing glowy makeup, you want it to look effortless. You want it to kind of look like you're not really wearing a lot of makeup at all. So that's the idea. But when you have matte makeup, it just looks like boom, you finish. Like boom, it's beautiful. And I think matte makeup just looks so chic. The next thing that I think is so chic is a nice, cute little small purse or handbag. Now, listen, I love tote bags, and sometimes I do prefer carrying around a bigger bag if I need to. I try not to, but sometimes I'm a little bit like a pack mule and I take a lot of things with me. But I think that having a small little handbag or purse just gives off this effortless, I'm not high maintenance. I don't need to carry a million things with me at all times vibe. And they're just so cute. They're just so cute. And they're just like a fun little accessory that you can add to every outfit. I'm not going to lie. I used to really not be into bags at all. And I wouldn't really care about purses and like what bag I brought. I'd be like, well, if it carries the stuff that I need, that's all that really matters. But as I've matured and like grown up a little bit, like, and kind of stepped more into like womanhood and like kind of elevating like my style and figuring out what I like, I've kind of grown an appreciation for purses and handbags. There's one that I have, and it's a brown Coach purse. My dad got it for me for Christmas one year, and that is like my go to. I absolutely love it. But my friend Kayla, who I think I've talked about on this podcast before, for my birthday a couple weeks ago, she got me this cute pink little purse. And I went on a trip to San Diego last weekend and I brought it everywhere with me. Like, I brought it absolutely everywhere. Anytime we went out, I was like, it's on my hip. I have it right here. It's so cute. And I have just started to really love having just a cute little purse or handbag, And also, I've started to realize like I don't need to carry 15 things with me when I leave my house. Like, have your basic for, touching up your makeup, maybe carry a hairbrush, maybe some lip gloss or, gum or whatever, your car keys, some extra money, that's all you really need. You don't need a ton of space. You don't need a big old bag. I think that having a cute little purse or handbag, even if they're not always practical, it's just so stylish and so cute. The next thing that I think is chic is having matching jewelry. Now, I am a gold jewelry kind of girl. So, for everyone listening to this, if you know me personally and you're like, oh, I wonder like if Kyla's a gold or silver jewelry kind of girl, I am a gold jewelry girl all the way. And I'm sure that's not surprising to many of you, but I feel like silver just kind of washes me out. But I feel like gold brightens me up. But whether it's gold or silver, seeing a girl with matching jewelry like rings or charm necklaces are really trending right now. And I think they're super cute. Or even like bracelets, even though I'm not a bracelet girl, I think just seeing a girl with matching jewelry, it just says like, oh, it just screams chic. I love it so much. And like I said, I'm not really a bracelet girl. I kind of get like irritated having bracelets on my wrist. I don't know. I just don't like the feeling of it. It like overstimulates me. And I can't ever wear a bracelet. I'll never wear bracelets. But having like rings or earrings or necklaces that all match, it just brings me so much joy. I love it. And I actually used to not wear earrings. I didn't wear earrings for like years. Like, I'm talking like 10 years because I have really sensitive ears and I'm allergic to like cheap metal. I have to have like 100% like pure gold or pure silver, pure jewels, whatever, in my ears at all times. But, when I was little, like I didn't really care about earrings. So I was like, well, I'm just not going to wear them. And then my holes closed. So I didn't wear earrings forever. Now I wear earrings a lot, but I wear clip ons. And every time I tell people that the earrings I'm wearing are clip ons, they're like, no way. Like, I didn't think clip ons were that cute. And I'm like, they make clip ons in so many different styles. For Christmas last year, I got this whole pack of gold clip-on earrings, and they are my favorites. Oh my gosh, I love all the different styles. There's hoops, there's like teardrop ones. Oh my gosh, they just, I think, elevate every look. And especially when you have like your earrings and your rings and your necklaces all matching, I think it just completes any look that you're going for. The last thing that I think is very chic, and this is a very niche opinion, so you might not understand where my brain is at with this, but that's okay. The last thing that I think is very chic is jazz music. Jazz music. Now, I used to hate jazz. In fact, it used to be like the one genre of music I wouldn't listen to, but one day I just kind of like started to listen to it consistently, and now it's become one of my favorite genres. Like, I love jazz. It is so soothing and it just speaks to my soul. I'm telling you guys, I love jazz music and I've really begun to appreciate like older music in general. I don't really wanna sound like a pick me girl when I say this, but it's true, like, I don't like a lot of today's music, there's specific artists that I'm like, "Yeah, I like this song from them, I like this song from them," but I don't really like their music in general, I don't really like the music as a whole, and I know that makes me sound like kind of like a pick me girl, but I really do just, like, prefer older music. That's just what I prefer, and my mom hates it because she likes pop music and hip hop music, and I like jazz, I like it's sorry, it just reminded me of the quote from the Bee movie that, "You like jazz?" I'm sorry. Anyways, I like jazz. I love oldies. Like, put on music from the '60s, and you've got me in a trance. I love oldies. It's my favorite thing to listen to, other than worship music, of course. But something about jazz, it just seems like classy and chic to me. I don't this one I really don't have an explanation for. I can't tell you why it makes me think of like class and, like, having chic. I don't know, guys, but when I think of things that are chic, I think just, like, jazz music. I don't know, but I love it. I feel like classic jazz is just very chic and classy. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode where I kind of just did my own spin on things that I think are chic. Like I said, it was just a little chit chatty episode. And, as much as I love getting into the leadership stuff and getting into growth in your faith and studying the word, I love that stuff. I'm such a nerd for it. I still want this podcast to just kind of sometimes be a little fun and chill and chit chatty because I want it to be a safe space for you guys, and I don't want you guys to ever think that this is a place where you can only listen and constantly be challenged. Like, yes, being challenged is great, but every once in a while you just need to turn on a podcast episode and just chill, and just kind of decompress. So that's what today's episode was for. If you have a different idea of things that you think are chic, feel free to DM me on Instagram and share. I would love to hear your takes. And that kind of reminds me, if you did enjoy today's episode and you feel like you gained something from it, please don't forget to leave a review and a rating, and then also tag the podcast Instagram. It is at the Pour Over Pod, so I can see where you're listening from and what you guys got at today's episode. Maybe you can tell me your own things that you think are chic, and we can just continue to build this community that we have. In the next episode, we are talking about mentors. Yes, in a couple episodes back, I mentioned mentors. I think it was actually the 12 things I learned in my 20s episode. And one of the things I talked about was having mentors and the importance of having mentors. And I told you guys we are definitely going to do an episode on that. Well, next week is the week that we are talking about mentors. We're going to get into number one, how to find the right mentor and really fully get the most out of that relationship, but also how to become a good mentor and figuring out where you fit in someone's life in that role. Mentors are so important, especially in the Christian walk. So, next week, we are getting into all things mentors. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of the Pop Fam and joining me on this journey. I love you guys, and I will see you next week.